She was taken by surprise when the bully approached and slapped her across the face. She quickly fought back and took him down decisively. She was a trained assassin, but her life felt like a prison and she had made a plan to escape that captivity. The story begins at Prescott School. This is a top-secret school operated by the government, where orphan girls are raised to become perfect killing machines. From a young age, they are trained to be unaware of love or emotions, focused solely on following orders. Principal Hardman always emphasizes a crucial survival principle: attachment is the deadliest weakness of a spy. However, this principle cannot be applied to the school's best student, 83. 83 has always longed for a family, but at Prescott, that is just a distant dream. No one accepts her, and her exceptional talents in every field only make her a target of jealousy, especially from her greatest rival, 84. Thanks to her outstanding achievements, 83 is the first in her class to be activated. Her first mission is to retrieve a briefcase from a man. With the skill honed through rigorous training, she completes the task flawlessly in just a few minutes, solidifying her undefeated status. Being assigned a mission gives 83 a rare opportunity to glimpse the outside world, where the fragments of simple life stir within her a deep sense of envy. She begins to dream of a simpler life, where girls her age can live without carrying the weight of secret missions on their shoulders. During her next mission, she takes a moment to quietly gather intelligence about the lives of ordinary children, but instead of feeling fulfilled, this experience only intensifies her longing and loneliness. With each movie, each story, 83 sinks deeper into the world of teenagers she longs for, as a way to escape the cold reality of Prescott. Upon her return, she is assigned an important mission to capture Victoria Knox, a notorious American arms dealer known for her penchant for taking down Prescott agents. This choice once again leaves 84 disappointed and envious. Before the briefing, 83 is caught secretly reading a teen magazine. Headmaster Hardman scolds her a little, but ultimately still trusts her with the mission. With Knox, a sharp and dangerous adversary, this mission is not only a test of skill but also a challenge to 83's loyalty and resilience. To catch her off guard, 83 pretends to be captured, then quickly takes down Knox's henchmen with her expertise. In a moment of calculated precision, she ties a balloon to Knox before her opponent can react. Just then, an airplane appears overhead, hooking onto the balloon's string and pulling both of them into the sky. But Knox, with her cunning, manages to keep a hidden gun. She fires. The bullet strikes 83, causing her to lose her balance and fall into the rushing river below. Knox is brought aboard the ship and meets Hardman. They converse like old acquaintances, as if there's some special bond between them. Meanwhile, down below, 83 miraculously survives the fall without a scratch. As she prepares to answer Hardman's call, a bold thought suddenly crosses her mind: escape from Prescott's control. Without hesitation, she throws away the radio, accepting the fact that she is now considered inactive. With this act, 83 officially frees herself from the prison that had confined her for so long, ready to pursue a life and the dreams of a normal young woman. To erase her past, she decides to assume the identity of an orphan named Megan Walsh and join a student exchange program. Megan chooses the Larson family, a joyful household. Upon arriving in Newton, America, she is warmly welcomed by the Larsons. Slightly hesitant, Megan embraces Mrs. Larson, who greets her with open arms, along with the friendly son Parker. On the other hand, Mrs. Larson's daughter Liz is somewhat cold and keeps her distance, not particularly enthusiastic about the stranger's arrival in the house. Megan accidentally hugs a man she thinks is Mr. Larson, only to find out that Mrs. Larson is divorced. When she gets home, she is moved by Mrs. Larson's warmth and feels deeply grateful. During dinner, Megan quickly bonds with Parker, the boy who has a passionate dream of becoming a ninja. In contrast, Liz keeps her distance and appears difficult to approach. After dinner, Megan returns to her room and begins creating a cover map for her plan. She uses images from magazines for inspiration, but ends up dressing too elaborately for her first day at high school. Megan immediately becomes the center of attention, but not in the way she had hoped, as she gets bullied by the other students. Witnessing this, Liz reluctantly takes out a backup outfit from her quirky program, lets Megan borrow it. This gesture leaves Megan feeling both sad and confused. After changing, Megan anxiously waits for her turn to be introduced to the crowd. Just then, Roger appears, introduces himself to her, and gently reassures her, helping her feel less tense. Roger works in the stage lighting department, but Megan accidentally misquotes an article, thinking this job is only for quirky people who aren't good enough to join the band. Despite that, Roger is still drawn to Megan, and is the first person to treat her kindly. He gently reminds her that the bullies at school could cause her a lot of trouble if she's not careful. Finally, Megan's moment arrived, but it didn't unfold as she had hoped. Gooch, the school's bully, quickly humiliated her in front of the entire class, and then the crowd. Fortunately, Cash, the school's shining star, appeared just in time to rescue her. With his warm voice and captivating gaze, he sang a song just for Megan, instantly drawing her in. Not only Megan, but all the other girls couldn't take their eyes off him. Cash gently helped Megan calm down and invited her to join his band, Emoticon, opening up an exciting new chapter in her life. Cash continued to perform, singing an engaging song to the enthusiastic cheers of the crowd. When lunchtime arrived, the school cheerleaders invited Megan to sit with them. However, she politely declined. Based on the information she had gathered from the movie Mean Girls, Megan believed that cheerleaders were often cunning girls, ready to embarrass anyone who placed their trust in the wrong place. After that, she left the cafeteria and entered her first class, feeling both nervous and curious. Megan chose a seat next to Roger, a new friend with whom she quickly felt comfortable. The two connected instantly over their shared love of witty wordplay. When the class ended, the teacher announced that tomorrow, students would have to sit with their assigned partners. Megan sneakily glanced at Cash, unable to hide her interest in him. As Cash left the room, Gooch suddenly appeared and slapped Megan across the face. However, instead of backing down, she bravely handled the situation on her own, swiftly taking him down with decisive moves. That night, Megan secretly infiltrated the lab to change the seating chart, discreetly arranging to sit next to Cash. With her ninja skills, she completed the task swiftly and left the scene without leaving a trace. The next morning, Megan confidently sat next to Cash, feeling like everything was falling into place. However, things quickly spiraled into chaos as she got caught up in an argument, even fighting with a few other girls who were all vying for Cash's attention. However, the teacher chose Cash as the lab assistant, a decision that clearly seemed biased due to his popularity. After class, the two girls who had caused trouble earlier approached Megan and told her about a job opening for the school's mascot role. Based on her research, Megan knew that being a mascot was often considered a position for losers. However, the girls skillfully convinced her, making Megan believe that this would be an opportunity to get backstage and create a special romantic memory with Cash through the role. Megan quickly grabbed the costume and got ready to perform the mascot dance. After mastering the moves, she went to the audition, confident that she was the only one participating. She danced skillfully, performing impressive flips, and ended the routine with a powerful, energetic yell. Of course, her talent and confidence couldn't be overlooked, and she was immediately accepted for the role. After a training session at home, Megan began to feel something was off when she noticed a strange truck following her. The truck didn't just follow her, it chased her all the way to school, leaving her mind unsettled. Finally, the competition day arrived, and Megan confidently wore her Viking costume, dancing to cheer on the big event. But unexpectedly, a group of masked men emerged from the truck and tried to abduct her. Although outnumbered, Megan had no trouble defeating each of the kidnappers, thanks to the hand-to-hand combat skills she had honed during her time at Prescott. She even threw an axe and hit one of the men who was running away. It turned out that they were students from a rival high school, and abducting Megan was part of their provocative tradition. Realizing she had been tricked by the girls, Megan felt embarrassed and quickly left the scene, trying to hide her disappointment. Roger chased after Megan and tried to comfort her, but it was all in vain. Returning home, Megan felt disappointed that she couldn't fit in as a normal girl. She realized that the high school environment was much harsher than the rigorous training she had gone through. Hearing Megan's sighs, Mrs. Larson approached and spoke to her with genuine maternal warmth. She gently reassured Megan that the challenges in high school were natural, and all Megan had to do was stay true to herself without needing to change to please anyone. Megan returned to school, but this time, the looks she received were no longer filled with contempt. Instead, they were filled with attention, accompanied by applause and cheers. The fight she had gone through earlier quickly went viral, becoming the talk of the night. Even the former bullies couldn't help but clap when they saw her. Suddenly, Cash walked up to Megan, his eyes sparkling, and invited her to join a promising jamming session. Megan arrived early and was unexpectedly attacked from behind by Roger. As a natural reflex, she accidentally took him down, causing Roger to gasp for air for a moment. As they talked, Roger sensed something unusual when Megan explained some martial arts moves, but he just smiled sincerely and continued listening. Their conversation remained easygoing until Cash and his band showed up, disrupting the cheerful atmosphere and making everything lively. Cash quickly whisked Megan away from Roger and asked for her opinion on his new song. While talking with Cash, Megan realized that she and he weren't completely compatible, but she still couldn't deny her attraction to him. Noticing the dreamy look in Megan's eyes, Cash invited her to Gooch's party over the weekend. Megan happily accepted. On her way home, a car suddenly began following her, and Megan was spotted by the Prescott family. Megan woke up to find herself tied to a chair, facing Hardman after such a long time. Hardman accused her of working for another organization and intending to extract intelligence from her. Deciding to force her to reveal the truth, Hardman injected Megan with a special serum. The liquid disoriented her senses while triggering deep emotions. With tear-filled eyes, Megan couldn't control her feelings and confessed that she didn't want to be an assassin, she just wanted to live like a normal girl. Finally, Hardman agreed to let Megan go, but with one condition: she had to leave Newton and return to Prescott when she turned 83. After being left in a drunken stupor due to the effects of the serum, Megan confronted Liz, whom she felt had created the image of a strong, lonely girl. She advised Liz to lift that facade and begin building genuine relationships with her peers, instead of constantly hiding her true emotions. Megan spoke all those words without seeking approval, before finally passing out from the intoxication. The next day, while having lunch with Roger, they had a deep conversation about their dreams and aspirations in life. Megan felt that she hadn't accomplished anything truly meaningful, and Roger comforted her, assuring her that she always impressed him, no matter what. Although she received comforting words from Roger, Megan still decided to let him sit at the table with Cash. Before leaving, she invited Roger to Gooch's party the following Friday. When she got home, Liz and Mrs. Larson argued about whether Megan should attend the party after returning home drunk the previous night. Mrs. Larson firmly believed that Megan should be allowed to go and suggested that Liz accompany her to ensure her safety. Eventually, they both arrived at Gooch's house. The party was lively, with loud music and alcohol, just the way Megan had expected. However, 84, also known as Heather, was also there to keep an eye on Megan and disrupt her fun. With her excellent communication skills, Heather quickly won over the crowd. Meanwhile, Liz went to the bathroom and found Gooch there drunk. Gooch knew Liz's name and offered her a tequila shot. Deciding to follow Megan's advice and lift the veil, Liz opened up to Gooch, and they quickly blended into the party atmosphere. Meanwhile, upstairs, Megan and Heather observed the crowd and targeted a guy, Cash. Both immediately approached him, but of course Cash chose Megan over Heather. Back in the bathroom, Liz and Gooch discovered many common interests, and their connection began to blossom. Roger arrived at the party and happened to run into the two of them enjoying the lively atmosphere. He asked about Megan and went downstairs to find her. Unfortunately, he saw Megan kissing Cash, which caused him to break down and leave in tears. Liz was so drunk